Hello. I believe we are alive. I believe. How's everyone doing? Well, I guess we'll find out when we do. Bioshock bitches. All right, let's get it started. I have to make my way into the fishery, I believe. The good old fishery. If you have been watching this, you know this has been quite a difficult task for me on the survivor mode. Okay, Mr. Wilkins. So I'm not gonna need a Big Daddy. Huh. Might be good for this round. I don't know how many security cameras there are in the next room. That's good. That's good. I can live with that. I don't want to waste my fucking plasmids on this ice right here. It's gonna take a lot. Oh, okay, that's good. I didn't see that. How much money do I have? 114 bucks. Ballin'. It's more than I got right now in real life. Okay, this is really creepy. My fucking headphones are playing something different than my TV is. And it's fucking freaking me out. Are there any more cameras in here? Another camera would be dope. Oh fuck, I forgot I don't have any guns. Come here. Oh my. I didn't mean to take that photo, but it was an A+ photo apparently. So give me that. Oh, what's up, bitch? Oh, I want this dude to die. Who is this guy? Oh, is this him? That would make sense. Come on, load up. I keep trying to switch to a gun. I'm sorry that I keep going to that camera mode. It's like instincts. Get our fucking gun out. Oh, man. It says don't enrage those motherfuckers. All right. Fuck, Peachy. You killed me twice, Peach Wilkins. Fuck, man. My gun back. I don't feel safe without it, man. That wasn't fun. Ooh. I need stuff. Give me stuff. No stuff. That was really intense. God damn it. You see this nigga? He's just talking to this pump. He is talking to this machine right now. What's up, homie? I ain't seen you in a minute. Oh shit. Oh, so now I got a gun. And I don't need a gun. Fuck, I keep burning the wrong one. I'm just gonna burn them all. Burn them all. The Mad King kept saying, burn them all. Sorry. I'm about that life, though. I don't want to burn them all. I feel like there's more to these rooms. Yeah. Yes. Yes, my first power to the people. What's it gonna be like? Okay. With the machine gun damage increase. You a bitch. Oh shit. I need some help. Whoops. That was a mistake. I'm just trying to get some help. Fontaine fucks you. Damn, that's the realest shit I ever heard. I'm gonna play this film because I like watching these. It's gonna make this video a little longer, but Boogie.
One of the biggest challenges Irrational faced when developing Bioshock was figuring out a way to retain the feeling of a deep RPG while making the game accessible to a broader console audience. Ultimately, the team succeeded in creating an intricate system of weapon and character upgrades that gave the player choice and customization while keeping the gameplay fast, lean, and engaging.
True.
One of the hallmarks of Bioshock, to me at least, was that it really blended RPG and sort of first-person action game together in a way that, you know, is sort of standard today, but a decade ago was really pretty revolutionary. And I know for the team, I think at some point it became clear that you wanted this to work on consoles, not on PC, right?
Well, both, yeah.
Yeah. But so the idea of, you know, doing a console game and a PC game, and doing something that sort of felt like a shooter but had much more depth. And I know in some of the early design docs you talked about sort of creating an FPS plus versus an RPG light. What was the difference in your mind between those two?
I think for us is the big difference between System Shock and Bioshock ended up being that System Shock was more about your character growth and Bioshock was more about the environment. Because with System Shock, we really didn't have System Shock 2. We didn't really have either the art team to make enough assets or the visual power to sort of make a really convincing environment. But as we started working on Bioshock, the art team was so strong that the ability to tell a story within the environment became the most important thing about the game. And that was sort of not something we thought right at the beginning. That was not really a concept we had. But as we started building things, we could realize that the visual world was the star of this thing, that Rapture was really the star of this thing. And telling the story outside of cutscenes, telling it in the world, so the gamer could discover the story rather than us telling him the story, telling him or her the story. And it was still very much for the time, I think for the time, quite different than what you had seen in terms of there wasn't a lot of growth in shooters. So It was still, I think, for the time, very, very revolutionary. But I think System Shock 2 was even more ahead of its time in terms of that growth thing, because we defocused a little bit. Primarily, part of it was just figuring out how to do that all on a console controller was very tricky.
No, I remember even the early demos, people like, you know, you see a plasma, you see like a upgraded weapon, people are like, oh, I've never seen that before in a shooter. And that was, you know, when you were coming out of the sort of, you know, the Quake, Doom, Half-Life, where it's like you have, you know, 8 weapons on the keyboard and you sort of knew what they were and they weren't going to change. Yeah. Sean, was that something that, you know, from a sort of creative standpoint, was it always clear that that was something you guys wanted to do, or it evolved over time because you wanted to have more depth in the game?
I mean, it certainly evolved over time, and each, you know, upgrade path was slightly, you know, had its own unique challenges. Like certainly upgrading the weapons, you had to design a base weapon that didn't feel like crap, still felt like something that you wanted to use, but then the ability to add the upgrades to that, and each of the upgrades could come in any order, so you have to be aware that this, you know, parts A, B, and C could come in at any different time to upgrade the weapon. In a first-person shooter, that's your star. That's the thing that you're seeing all the time. When it comes to other things, plasmids, things that are, you know...
Tonics.
Tonics, yes, sorry. It's been a while.
Come on, Sean.
I know, it's 10 years. Those things were more offloaded to machines that you would then have to interact with, so you're not carrying the inventory around with you. But each of these decisions on, you know, how we're going to upgrade the player, you know, it wasn't like a mouse and keyboard, okay, we can just use the mouse and you have all these buttons at your disposal.
You could arbitrarily point at a part of the screen really easily, which you could do in System Shock 2.
Yeah, so we certainly, you know, learned trial by fire when we were trying to adapt these things to the console at the time.
Yeah, and like having, you know, different ammo types and stuff like that. Like we went through numerous iterations of the interface to make it. Like we had the first times when we sort of put the interface into play, it was very obtuse and very tricky to get your head around, and we just kept working on it and working on it and working on it because you want to feel like second nature. But that was, we spent a lot of time on that.
What motivated the idea of having so much choice in the way you could sort of play through this game? What was it to, you know, give the player a better sense of authorship over the experience, or what was driving that?
I've always liked the idea of giving the player a lot of agency in terms of their play style and experimenting with the play style and trying different things and seeing what worked and didn't work and interacting with the environment. The notion that it's sort of a playground that you get to play around with and imprint your own desire on was great, because I think we were more skeptical about being able to do that with story at the time. In fact, so much to the point where that became almost like a joke. You know, that becomes the meta joke of the game, of how little agency you have in your story. But agency in terms of how you play the experience and how you load out your weapons and how you interact with the environment, as compared to most shooters at the time, where basically like you can shoot them with the shotgun or shoot them with the pistol. That was really important to us. So we spent a lot of time trying to make the world react in a way that you would expect and hope it to react when you tried something.
Right. And some of those system or decisions we made about systems fed back into the narrative, like locking Adam behind the Big Daddy and the little sister. Like, you can't get Adam unless you deal with the Big Daddy, which then becomes a roving boss fight, which then becomes another system that I don't know if we planned that from the start or was one of those happy, like, serendipity, like, oh, this decision that we made about putting Adam behind the Big Daddy totally works because now we have a different type of boss fight that you hadn't really seen in other games.
Actually, it was bad. It was the other way, because what happened was originally there was no concept of Adam, and Big Daddy just had money and other treasure on them, like every other splicer. Yeah. And they were so tough, nobody would ever fight them, because why on earth would you go after that guy?
Right, go off a bunch of small slicers and get the same amount, yeah.
So we had to come up with a currency that was exclusive to them, because we knew that was where the fun was, right? But we also knew people were terrified of them and we didn't want to fight them.
Yeah.
So video game development and system development is a lot like economics, right? In economics you try to encourage certain behaviors through tax, usually through tax policy. Well, you want business growth, so you lower taxes on certain segments of the business economy, or you want to encourage people to move into this area, so you make incentives to move in here. We had to make an incentive for players to fight the Big Daddy, and Adam became that incentive. And then once you had this Adam, then you had a new piece of narrative, which they could then incorporate back into the story.
Yeah. Can only taste the Adam like a drink.
Stay away from her, or it is you who will be shot next.
Easy now, Doctor. He's just looking for a wee bit of Adam. Just enough to get by.
I'll not have him hurt my little ones.
Talk a bit about the plasmids and the vending machines and that sort of whole approach to, I guess, what is kind of a tech tree, but, and coming from PC games, used to strategy games and whatnot with very complicated ways of how you would upgrade things. I thought you guys did a really interesting approach to how you made it very accessible to a console audience. How did that evolve? Did you know the vending machines were going to be there from the get-go?
We had vending machines in System Shock 2, so we were sort of lifting that, and I always thought that was a fun notion because it's a affordance that people already understand. They see a vending machine, they know immediately, oh, that's where I buy stuff, right? Yeah. And you also then have to have a shopkeep. When we talked about wanting to make things, put limitations on ourselves so things felt fully believable, if we had a shopkeeper sitting there, you can't shoot him, he sits there, he doesn't say anything, and all of a sudden he feels fake. Where a vending machine, the Circus of Values machine, can feel 100% authentic, despite the fact that it's selling like ammo and stuff like that, which is,
But in an objectivist society where you don't have rules and regulations on that type of thing, it feeds back into the narrative.
But you don't then break the fiction at all by having these characters who sort of don't really live and breathe in the world. So the vending machines became an important part of that, but we still want to give them character, and hence and so that clown image came from a piece of, that image is actually from like a fruit container or something from like the 1940s.
Okay.
And so we had a book of like royalty-free images, and I saw that image and I'm like, let's put that clown on and we'll call it Circus of Values. And then, we wrote some lines for it, decided he'd be this sort of asshole clown. And then we hired the best actor in the world to play that part. That's me. My biggest Avengers, I didn't cost anything.
I didn't know you were really.
I was a clown. I was a clown.
I hear it in my head every day.
My wife hates that voice. She hates that voice.
You can give us a little of it right here.
Welcome to the Circus of Values. She does not allow me to do that, so I do it outside of the house.
Okay.
But it allowed us to have something that felt very rich and very real while being very limited at the same time.
Feel your cravings at the Circus of Values.
And also, the plasmids and sort of the motif of sort of the videos and how you explain sort of what a plasmid was. That was a really fun way, I thought, to sort of explain that. Sean, how did you guys evolve that? Because it was a very artistic approach.
I think those came on pretty late too, because we were developing all these systems, and you make the assumptions because you're dealing with them every day that the player who gets this game is going to understand what these systems are. And we always joke that you can't ship a developer with a game, or you can't expect somebody to have a README file for all of these things. Nobody's understanding what these plasmids are or how to use them. How do we present these to the audience in such a way that they're going to understand what it is fictionally and what it is functionally? It was Rob Waters did a lot of the animations on those, and we sit down and we write out like a little 30-second commercial of what this thing is. And again, because going back to the narrative, this is what would happen in Rapture. People are trying to sell these things, so they would come up with commercials to explain why you need this. Using that as your framework, you can then come up with all of these little gags that people will remember that have a little personality to them. But I think ultimately in the end weren't that expensive to create, because they're cheap.
I think one of the most important things about it is we didn't want them to be long, and we didn't have a lot of budget for the art, so we have like a couple of frames of animation in them essentially. And so we had to figure out, how do we message how this thing works in like that. And that's what marketing is, right? It's how do you message how something works. And marketing and tutorializing are very similar things, right? You're trying to get a message across in a very brief period of time in a very snappy fashion. And I think that one of the things that I always felt about games is that tutorials are sort of death. And because they're usually like, you go into a scene and there's like a shooting range or something like that, and
narratively they never really make sense either.
And they're so boring. And so we always try to put a big burden on ourselves of how do we train people while not letting them know they're being trained, and brevity is really important to that. So we had a bunch of art constraints on that, which also led to a bunch of writing constraints. And so those things were like, I don't even know if they were 30 seconds.
Yeah,
they were really short. Yeah, 15 seconds long. We had to explain a whole plasmid in that period of time, and I think that was a good exercise because it also made the game, it forced us to be concise and to really explain what this thing was like that.
Throw objects at foes. You can even catch grenades and throw them back.
Nice. All right, now back to no health, no plasmids. I'd be so mad if this was me in real life. Looking around for fucking needles. God damn, I got these plasmids. I can't get past this ice barricade. Okay, I got $100. I can buy it. Okay, Atlas, I'll see you soon. Oh, shit. Shut up. I gotta search some crates, man. Maybe this is broke. Whoops. Not the plasmid I thought it was. There we go.
We all come down here because we all been toward Orion's great chain. Turns out Orion's chain is made of gold, and ours is the sort of big iron bull around your ankle. These others were fallen, banging, fashion models. We're down in this dump to keep some guts out of fish. Well, Taylor's promising something better. He's like one of us, you know, like he's... It's a switch up there in the control booth, let me in.
And then Atlas just cuts him off.
Suspicious.
I don't want to press the button. I want to be on your side, Andrew. But the gods won't let me. Oh my. What happens? I want to see what happens. Shot that bitch's hat off. How many hats do you own? None. Look at that bitch. Ah! Ah! Did I get these bitches? Man, this shit is terrifying. I feel you, Peach Wilkins. I feel you, Peach. Peach Wilkins.
I came to this place to fulfill the impossible. You came to rob what you could never build. The hub, keeping at the gates of Rome. Even the air you
Some
breathe
groove.
was expunged from your scalp. Well, later, I remember. You get to the button fix in the Roman Inn. That'll take you straight to the devil himself. Then all debts will be paid in full.
I ain't waiting for nothing, baby. Where'd you go, you bitch? It just said, can you help me? Come get the... Bro, come get it. Oh. You need to come and get the Dickens. Or leave me alone, sir. What's up, bitch? What's up, ho? Do you know who I am? Some people call me Papier. Some people call me Papier. Oh, shit. I'm talking about.
Today, Arcadia was closed off to all but paying customers. The man hires me to build a forest at the bottom of the ocean and then turns a walk in the woods into a luxury. Ryan asked, should a farmer not be able to sell his food? Is a farmer not entitled to a profit from his farm? I started to argue with the man, and then I remembered who signed my check. Those are worse than an hypocrite and an unemployed one.
That's 100. Oh shit, I didn't know I was out. Oh shit. No, not telekinesis. Aren't you fighting with me? You bitch. Oh my god, I'm getting lit up. This is bad. Oh my god. Okay, so I can't go in so hot. On such a hot difficulty. It was smooth sailing there for a second. I thought I was killing them. Okay, so it's a machine that's tearing me up. Okay. Oh my god. It's so real right now. Wow, the wrench is actually really badass. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, let's roll around with the wrench for a while. Let's do some wrench work. You dummy. Really, I thought you could. Ooh. Ooh. Seven, 24. Start taking more pictures. I always forget to do that. Where's my camera? No, no. I don't need all these pictures. I need a shotgun. That's what I need. Who said that? You hate the babies the most? Oh my lord. No, baby, what is you doing? Ooh. Ooh, she got lit the fuck up. What? What'd you say? Kind of scared y'all. Who wants these problems? I'm gonna save my shit for a while. It's unsanitary in here. Oh shit. No armor piercing. Couple electric. Couple frags. Alright, we'll be okay. I can take this motherfucker. Let him finish this fight off though. Oh, you see that nasty roll that dude did? I applaud this man. Putting up a good fight. Really? He's so accurate, dude. It's ridiculous how accurate this dude is. Ah, fuck. God damn it. Oh, you thought you were gonna get away with it? Whoops. Should have had a gun out. What are you doing? Oh my god. The frustration. Oh my. God damn. That was ridiculous.
Even in the gathering dusk, you light a candle.
You light a candle.
When you let us show your
Goddamn right.
I'm sending something your way to demonstrate our respect.
What? What? Did he just hit me with a rake? Did he just sneak attack me with a rake? No, sir. You get the anti-personals for that. Bichas. This is when big boy decisions are made. Yeah, these are big decisions, man. These are real big decisions. Ooh. Ooh. Fuck. I like this one though.
Rolling Hills is over yonder, and the Bioshock station is as well. And then straight on to Ryan. On the surface, I once bought a forest. The parasites claimed that the land belonged to God and demanded that I establish a public park. Instead of black jaw under the canopy, pretend it was paradise earth. Congress moved to nationalize my forest. I burned it to the ground.
Where are you firing?
Not enough to plant the seeds of this Arcadia. I did.
Oh. See, on other difficulties, I would just murk Big Daddies to get all the fucking money they had, but it doesn't even seem like that's worth it. I'd rather just be a broke ass and alive. $60? $86.
I'm gonna need you to listen to me. I know it's hard to Boston, but I think Ryan has just killed Arcadia. Ryan's born in Arcadia is an old bitch named Blanford. An okay start, but not more field a dirty job for a dollar. And she's still kicking around. I'm sure she's gonna want to save her trees. After all, she planted the damn thing.
Oh, please. It wasn't you.
My trees. I was thinking the same thing.
It's a genetic vector that... What told you? Find a sample of Rota Gallica for me. Look at the grotto. I've been working on this.
They don't want these problems. Come get them. Damn, they both died here. I didn't even notice. $87. That's not too many dollars. Oh, fuck. I don't know how I'm gonna... Huh. Oh, 12 electric buck out of nowhere. Going for. Run! Zigzag! Mm. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I didn't mean to walk into this fucking mess. Creating adjust the thermal signature of your epidermal layer, confusing cameras and turrets and delaying their response. Yes. Holla at you. Ooh. Oh! Oh my God. Oh my God, my heart almost stopped. What had happened? Oh. I thought I delayed their response. What is this? Oh, I could have just... It's all good. What, a dead cat? Oh man, that's too bad. Who is even shooting at him? Did they all die? No, no way. They're so stupid. You're so stupid, stupid. They're so stupid. Okay, hopefully that Big Daddy didn't magically gain some health back. Guess if I could do it, he could do it. I got something for your ass, though. I've come prepared this time. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my good Lord. Where is that circus of values? Because I'm about to hit it. Oh, nope. Nope. One fight at a time. I'm still fucking with this Big Daddy. So suck my balls. Oh shit. He's steaming though. Fuck, I don't have either. Oh my God. God fucking. Need a gene swap. Yup. I'm getting fucking murdered, is what is happening. It's a big, hot fucking pile of murder. I want to just kill this fucker, but I know I cannot. This is perfect. Ooh, why is this one so high? Jesus. Wrench? Can I dual wield wrenches? That would be dope. What is it? 9, 4, 5, 7. Fuck. As much as I can, I guess. Ooh. Definitely stick with the napalm for now. Oh shit. Yeah, I gotta go and find all that shit. No, not incinerate, electro ball. Didn't know I still needed that. So that means I still gotta hack the other ones, right? Oh my god. Fuck. I really need to come up on a lot of equipment or some money or something. So I'm getting murked. Something terrible. That's it? That's all you motherfuckers have? That's it?
Arcadia is a big place, but mostly rural. If you're looking for something in particular, right there to the farmer's market.
The farmer's market. Come on, reload, 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 reload. Still? Fuck! God damn it. I'm going back for his ass. That's fucking ridiculous. Nigga, if you don't get out of my way. Okay, so you don't have a little girl anymore. You fucking bastard. Really? There's no point in even killing you now. Ice me. When I want them to ice me, they don't ice me. The anger is so real right now. The hatred. What the fuck happened to you, bro? Oh, sweet. It's time to get it popping. I need everything to make more damage. Holy shit. my god. What? Okay. Fucking kidding me. That's the kind of hack we gotta do. All hell. Uh-oh. Should have saved that hack. Oh, fuck. Oddly quiet, actually. Oh no. Bioshock has appeared to stop working. Fuck. I guess it's a good place to stop. It's not a bad place to stop. It's not the worst. I guess we will pick up in the farmer's market on the next episode. Oh, thank you.